Hey guys, my name's Lee Douglas and I'm a Krav Maga coach at West Coast Martial Arts. I'm going to talk to you guys about the top 3 cues that it's about to go down. Cool. So think of a time you've watched a scary film. I watched it not too long ago, and you know when the attack's going to happen, suddenly the camera angles change, the creepy music comes in, the lights change slightly, and you see that person about to go into the room or go to the cupboard or go to that thing, and in your head you're like, no, stay away. Well, these are what we mean by cues or indicators that there's about to be an attack, there's about to be a problem, and it's exactly the same kind of concept when it comes to self-defense in everyday life. Now, 99% of the time, 99% of people are lovely people in the world, but in that 1% of most normal people's lifetime, unless you're in a kind of a public security or a safety-based job, you're not going to come across problems, physical threats, encounter this all the time. It's that 1% of your life. And for most of us, we're conditioned to be nice people. So we kind of switch off our body's natural abilities to see these cues, but it's there. We're hardwired to do it all the time. Now, think about a time when you've come home. You can tell whether people are happy to see you or not. We pick up on anger. We pick up on that happiness. Those two extremes were really good. Primarily, I guess, from our primal past. Are people happy to see us? These are safe people to be around. And if people aren't happy to see us, these are people that might threaten ourselves, threaten our family, and not good, not safe to be around. So we're hardwired for these two extremes, but it's all the subtleties in between that kind of catches out. So this is where these kind of pre-fight cues or pre-fight indicators really come in and really can make a difference. So a lot of them are based around body language, but the first one I'm going to have a look at is hands. Look at the hands. So what's going on when someone's about to go? Think about it. You get a massive dump of adrenaline. All of a sudden the heart's going from whatever it is, from 60 beats per minute, maybe to 140, 150, 160 beats per minute. Adrenaline's got to go somewhere, and you can see a shake start to happen. So quite often you see people tensing their hands, preparing for things as well, trying to burn off some of that adrenaline in the hands as well. So what's going on with the hands? Are the hands starting to shake? Are the hands going into fists? These are cues already. Are the hands hidden? There's something that we call the triangle. So if I'm reaching for something, all of a sudden, can you see a triangle start to appear like this? Maybe a little bit more subtle. Is that an indicator that something's about to happen? Is somebody arming themselves? Have they got a knife? Have they got a gun? Have they got something that's a blunt instrument that can deliver a lot of trauma as well? So the hands, what's going on, is a really great indicator, especially at distance. If people's hands are getting closer to you, what's going on? Why you let that happen as well? Now, the second thing, the second great indicator that you can get is the body. Okay, what's going on with the stance? So if you think about it, there's something that we call the triangle we talked about like this, but also if someone's about to go down, it's very hard to attack you or to do something sideways on. Quite often you'll start to see a triangle appear here so people can load and throw with something. So if you notice, all of a sudden the stance is changing to a position where they're starting to triangle off a little bit, or the weight's moving onto one leg, there's a great indicator that something's going to happen as well. Now remember, we said there's potential for a huge adrenaline dump as well. Where's that adrenaline got to go? So quite often you see people, there's like a little pace. There's some sort of something like this, then boom, something goes down as well. So what's going on with the stance? What's going on with the body? Okay, that's another great indicator. And the last one is the shoulders and the head. Now, what's going on with the head? It's not normal for people to suddenly dip the jaw, protect the chin when it's about to go down. Are people looking at you? Are they breaking away? Are they acquiring a target? So they're suddenly with you. They're breaking away. They're picking a target away again. These are subtle cues of what can happen as well. Now, it's hard to kind of watch everything on the body that's going on. There's so much data that's going on. It's great, absolutely great for sources of information. But, think about it. Your heart rate's going up. You're subconsciously aware, if not consciously aware, that something's not right. Maybe you're in that 1% of your life where things are going to go down. So what do you watch on? So the fundamental approach that we take is kind of be looking across the shoulders, because you can take in the details of the face, you can take in the details of the hands and the body, but the shoulders are a great indicator whether weight's about to go in for a punch, whether it's going back to come in, whether the hunching, protecting the neck. So looking across this kind of line here gives you a lot of data. The challenge is that action beats reaction. Action beats reaction. And this is the challenge. So if somebody does decide to take the initiative, they're going to go for you, boom, you've got to have seen those cues and have enough time to react appropriately. Now, Tony Blauer says you can lose a fight in the first 2 seconds. Think about this. You could be training martial arts. You're able to do these complex, these deflections and punches or coming in strikes, multiple combinations, all this great martial arts, wrist locks, arm locks, neck cranks, all this brilliant stuff. But in that first 2 seconds, if they act first and you're not ready to react, okay, all that's for nothing, because you might not be able to reorient yourself. You might be unconscious. You might be on the floor asleep. Okay, it's a complete nightmare. So what can we do? If action beats reaction, what can we do? Well, Tony Blauer says a great thing. It says, well, you need to be in action, and the way we're in action is that subconsciously we're aware, that feeling that something's not right. We've got to build on that and then get ourselves into a conscious awareness and start looking for these cues, and very, very quickly make that analysis that something's not right. So you either take the initiative, so you either preempt the attack, which means that you might have to defend yourself by going first, or also you can create space, reorient yourself, get out of there, use a distraction yourself to give yourself more opportunities, more time as well. But it's the concept of being in action, which is really what's going to help us, what's going to save us. Now, again, I'd love to say it's black and white, and there are a lot of cues. There's a lot of data. There is a science to this. So there is, like we said before, where you can watch the hands, you can watch the body, the stance, you can watch the shoulders, the head, the neck. So this is a science. This is black and white. These are cues, but they can happen so quickly. So you've got to be ready to act. But the challenge is also deception as well. So quite often, if you see professional interviewers, they ask straightforward questions to see what's the kind of the pace, the tonality, how do people speak when they're telling the truth, to notice how they might speak when they're deceiving people. Unfortunately, we may not have that opportunity, but we may notice a change in demeanor. So if someone's suddenly talking and suddenly stops, there's a great indicator. The demeanor's not right. It's off script. Something's going on, whether it's an internal dialogue where someone's building up to it. But there's a great cue as well. So, and also, people can use deception against you. That doesn't mean that you can't always use deception against them. Of course you can. Okay, there are rules in self-defense, because if you don't follow them, you end up in prison. But there's not a lot if you need to protect yourself. So you can use deception as well if that's something that will save you as well. So just to quickly summarize this, okay, guys. So top 3 indicators. It's about to go down. Okay, really for now, I'm just going to focus on body language. There's what's going on with the hands. There's the body, the stance. Are they hiding things? Are things guarded? Are they sideways on? Do they change to kind of a triangle? So they've got structure ready to strike with more power. And then the head and the shoulders again, and the face, all great indicators of what's going on. Imagine there's a big dump of adrenaline. Where's that adrenaline going to go? It's hard to hide those signals. What happens when you get adrenaline? The heart's going faster, blood's pumping to vital organs, and the tone, the colour of the skin, the face might change as well. Look at the lips. These things change as well. And of course, you've got all your other great tactics like managing distance and space and knowledge to give yourselves opportunities. So there you go, guys. Stay safe. Stay away from places where bad things happen, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.